Yo, this is Eternal Plays Pokemon Black 2. We are ready for Cobalion. Now, in order to go through here, we need to cut the trees or go around, but might as well just cut the trees because we need someone to cut with. So I teach cut to Simipour. Before we go, I'm gonna put Magnezone in the lead because we need to paralyze a legendary Pokemon. That'll make things much better. So when you're ready, cut the tree and then get ready to go. Here we go. And you just need to go and approach this mighty Pokemon. He will look at you, he will roar at you, and then when you're ready, approach Cobalion and the legendary Pokemon battle will begin. There is. So Cobalion is one of the three sort of justice you can fight regularly. The fourth one, of course, you cannot fight, but that's fine, which is Keldeo. So here we have Cobalion. He is fighting like the other ones, but this guy is the steel type. So you fight him as steel. That means you should probably focus on giving him anything that can take away his ability to work. So let's put up a Thunder Wave to give him a Paralyze. That'll give us a huge benefit in order to be able to capture him. Of course, you see Magnezone has the Rocky Helmet. That can actually be a bad thing because he can actually KO himself if he attacks Magnezone. Let's find out. Let's go to Electro Ball. Get himself down. Wow, that's perfect. He's down in the red level. Now comes the Pokeball spam. So we are in the evening, so we should probably even use a Dusk Ball here. We also have 50 Ultra Balls from last time. We have a Master Ball, which we're gonna save for a rainy day. Quick Ball doesn't really work anymore because it's already past the turn. Timer Ball is too early. Great Ball, of course, weaker than the Ultra Ball. Let's start out with a Dusk Ball. Dusk Ball has a lot bigger chances than Ultra Ball if you have it working. The Dusk Ball works only in evening or nighttime or inside a cave. As you can see, it was wasted. Cobalion goes away. It's paralyzed. But I'm just going to switch Pokemon here because I do not want to fight Cobalion with someone that can retaliate damage back to him. So I'm going to switch to Unpheasant. So in with Unpheasant over on Cobalion because the Rocky Helmet is just too dangerous to work with. Second Sword, a fighting technique, the signature technique of the Swords of Justice. All of them have it. Which is a fighting move, doing a lot of damage, as you can see. So now, let's keep on trying to capture him. So let's go Pokeball. Now I'm gonna go with the Ultra Ball. Here we go. Let's see how many times we need to spend to capture him. No, we go straight off again. Combined with Helping Hand, which is only working well in battles where you have a partner. And it's worse in dual or triple battles, so that doesn't work here. Ultra Ball. And he still doesn't even want to go for one. Another Sacred Sword. Powerful move on to Unpheasant. It will KO him, unfortunately. But that's okay. We can keep on going. For the next one, let's use Servine. Servine, of course, a Grass-type Pokemon. Like that really matters much. Let's go another Ultra Ball attempt on the low health paralyzed Cobalion. One. Nope. We did do the one step closer, but at least it's not really gonna help us with only getting one from the capture. We need to get closer than that. But here we go with Ultra Ball attempt again. One. Nope. Now do know that if you manage to KO Cobalion, he will not be gone forever. You can see him approach again, but in order for him to approach, you need to have defeated the Pokemon League, including the Elite Four and the Champion, and come back here, and you'll be facing him again, but then he'll be level 65 instead of 45. And if you fail again, you will just have to defeat the Elite Four and the Champion once more, and then he will be back to fight. So that's a really cool thing though, so not like you have to save a game and it's like, oh yeah, game over, never gonna fight them again. But still, you of course want to fight him like now because he's low level. And he might even be useful for your team if you need a strong physical steel fighting type Pokemon. But for me, I'm going to stick with Magnezone for my physical DPS, physical damage dealer, so I'm satisfied with that. We are getting rushed a bit now, and I should have probably removed the Rocky Helmet to make this easier. Even though the second sword probably will strip away a lot of damage onto Magnezone, but we don't have any other choice. Let's try to make even more. Doing a lot of ones now with the Ultra Ball. Not much we can do about it, we just have to keep trying, and eventually he should be captured. But you know, sometimes you capture him on the first try, sometimes you can basically waste every single Pokeball you have and then you get him on like one of your final Pokeballs. So that's unfortunate, but then again, what can you do about it? Nothing. That's part of the game. It's called RNG, which stands for, of course, Random Number Generator, which means all about that when you're trying to capture something, you roll a certain dice or whatever. It goes your way, good luck for you. If it doesn't, then bad luck for you. So we killed 3 of my Pokemon. That's unfortunate, but we can still afford to revive Pokemon, but remember that you can still knock them off pretty badly. And you can't really fight forever either, because if the Pokemon goes out of PP for moves, they'll use the move called Struggle, which is a very weak move. But it does do recoil, and that's basically the point of Struggle, so that in case you can't do anything, it'll be the Struggle that will KO yourself. 1. I don't think you've even gotten a single 2 yet, so this is really bad. Another Sacred Sword from Cobalion, this time on Growlithe. 1 hit KO. Yeah, he's 45, so he has a level advantage, you can say. But that's fine though. I'm gonna send out the Krokorok, which is a very bad Pokemon to choose here. I don't have Sun Attack yet, that will be nice here to reduce its accuracy. But yeah, Krokorok is super weak against Sacred Sword, and that's really bad. So another Pokeball attempt, and Cobalion doesn't want to get captured. The Helping Hand doesn't work. We need to have a partner for Helping Hand to have any effect. If not, it's gonna fail. The turn is wasted. 1, 2, 3. This is it. Phew, that was it. We were getting close on Pokemon left, but there we go. Cobalion was captured. Very nice. Cobalion, Iron Will Pokemon. It has a body of heart and steel. It worked with his allies to punish people when they hurt Pokemon. So he's really like a superhero Pokemon to, beat up the bad guys, you can say. So that's a cool thing. But it's nice though, we captured Cobalion. That's the first of 3 of the Pokemon that you can capture. Of course, there are 1 more in Keldeo, but Keldeo is an event Pokemon, or what people also call a mythical Pokemon. So they are existing, but they're not available by normal fleet. You have to use an event code, or be through some event such as Nintendo Online, Mystery Gift, for example. You can get these Pokemon, but even so, there's a small chance you'll probably get it. But that's fine though. It basically gives Nintendo a chance for you to really show off that if you want the Pokemon, you have to work for it. Alright, so that with Cobalion down, that means we still have 2 of the other Pokemon we're gonna fight, which is Virizion, which is the grass fighting one, and then you have Terrakion, which is the rock fighting one. We'll be facing them soon, so don't worry about that. Alright, Cobalion's capture, and we can continue, and by going north of here, let's use Repel. We have a gate here, Route 13, but the gate here goes to Andala Town's new town, Lacunosa Town. Hi there, Satano. I used fly, so it looks like I beat you here. Thanks for your help in Reversal Mountain. If you go straight past Lacunosa Town, you reach Opelucid City. But before you go, there's something I want you two to hear. What is it? You'll know soon enough. Hurry now. Okay, so she has something important to tell us here in Lacunosa Town. Let's see what it is. This is the place. Place for what? You must be the ones who want to hear that old tale about Lacunosa Town. That's right. Please tell us. Behind Lacunosa Town there's a mighty big hole. Have you heard of the Giant Chasm? Oh, I heard that around the Giant Chasm there's been brief temperature readings of -58 Fahrenheit. That's what Sharon told me anyway. The road is blocked, so we can't get there right now. A long time ago, the Giant Chasm was created when a big meteorite fell from the sky. A really scary Pokemon was hidden inside that meteorite. A meteorite? When darkness falls over the land, this Pokemon appears. A frigid wind follows it. It freezes everything around and eats people and Pokemon. That's why everyone was afraid. The Pokemon ate people? So our ancestors surrounded the town with walls to prevent the Pokemon from getting inside the town. Also, a rule was made forbidding anyone to go outside after dark. And that's the end of the old tale. A fascinating story. I'll add it to my research records. Everyone, we should be going. Jeez, a Pokemon eating people. That's brutal. Wasn't that an interesting folktale? The Pokemon's true identity may be unknown, but the power mentioned in the story is incredible. I know. The power to freeze everything around it could even rival the power of the legendary Dragon-type Pokemon. Yes, Bianca. It's almost like Zekrom who scorched Unova with intense lightning long ago. By the way, Citano, do you remember the story of Zekrom? Let's say no. Oh, Citano, I even told you that little time about it in Luminous Town. Zekrom is a legendary Dragon-type Pokemon that lends its power to personally recognized as a hero, pursuing ideals. It has a black body and it can unleash fearsome lightning. Professor, do you think there's a connection between the Pokemon from the old story and the legendary Dragon-type Pokemon? The meteorite. The meteorite? Zekrom was revived from a rock called the Darkstone. Let's suppose the meteorite from the story and this stone are one and the same. Taking into account that elements from this same era were found in Dragon Spiral Tower, where Zekrom was, and in the Giant Chasm. It doesn't prove anything, but it could be a piece of the puzzle. Let's not write it off as a coincidence just yet. If your theories are true, it should be a really strong Pokemon. What kind of a reason would there be for come out only at night? Like it doesn't like sunlight or something like that. Until we look into more deeply, I will be hard to say anything about it. Now that I think about it, the name Lacunosa could be derived from Lacunosa's clouds, which are clouds that resemble a net or fence. I wonder if the name is related to the part of the story where they built walls to protect the town from that Pokemon. Sorry, I rambled on a bit, did I? Citano, could you ask Drayden about this if you get the chance? I'm gonna do a little field work. Bianca, help out, okay? Sure thing! Oh, just so you know, Opelucid City's Mayor Drayden wrestles his Pokemon to toughen them up. Professor Juniper, wait up! Oh boy. So now basically we learned a little story about the Pokemon. So of course the mentioned Pokemon here was Zekrom. If you do play Pokemon White 2, the Pokemon mentioned by the tale would of course been Reshiram instead, so that's how it works basically. Basically if you play Pokemon White and Pokemon Black 2, it's all about Zekrom. If you play Pokemon Black or Pokemon White 2, it's all about Reshiram. Which is a bit of a cool thing though, mixing everything about if you have the same, the same type. But that's basically how it is. Now, if you need some berries in this game, this is a nice place to do if you are having a good time. Just go to the northeastern house and talk to, is it this girl? Of course it's dangerous to go at night. Maybe we should stay inside during the afternoon too. Then there's no danger at all. Yeah, well, if it's dangerous to breathe, then why even stay outside? I don't know. Yeah, it wasn't this one. It's the house atop here. Because this place is a bit fortified, so that some houses are on top, some houses are on the bottom. My work always keeps me very busy, so I'm thrilled if I can go home at night. I'm sorry to leave my life lonely. Well, that's life of a powerful executive. Oh, this is a souvenir for a business trip. She doesn't seem to need it, so I'll give it to you. And we get a leper berry. Tomorrow it's work as always. I'm a super businessman, aren't I? This guy will give you a random berry every single day. So sometimes he'll give a berry, which is of course something you think you want. Sometimes it's just not that great berry. So he can give you a pecha berry, blockberry, lumberry, or a leper berry once per day. So if you play this game multiple days and you collect berries, just visit him once a day and you will have your berry collection being summed up pretty quickly. Let's use repel. You never know really. Let's go into the Pokemon side and heal because we haven't healed since we captured Cobalion earlier this episode. There we go. Alright, so we have our healing up. Did I see Hugh outside, by the way? I thought I saw him. Let's see, let's go and meet with them. I'm just gonna change my Pokemon a bit. In case he wants to fight me, I don't want to start with Krokorok this time. I think he needs some XP. What's up? Have you seen Team Plasma anywhere around here? I heard a rumor of that effect. Whoa, there they are! Oh, for crying out loud! This is troublesome indeed, my curious trainers. Perhaps I should satiate your curiosity somewhat. The reason I'm still part of Team Plasma is this. I want to know how the world will change. Listen, Pokemon are nature, Pokeballs are civilization. Humans who are used as civilization don't relinquish it easily. Of course, both nature and civilization are important. What will happen to a world taken over by Team Plasma? People will be forced to throw out Pokeballs, a product of civilization. I want to know what that looks like, and I want to enjoy it. Shut your mouth! All I want to is to get back the stolen Pokemon. Satana, give me a hand. You ready? Of course I am. Just to let you know, you're about to feel my rage. Oh, Hugh is pissed off. But it's time to teach Zinzolin a lesson. That guy has been doing so much crap in this game. It's time for him to get shut down. We're gonna fight against Grunt and Zinzolin in a double battle. We're gonna have us and Hugh versus these two. So first, we have the Cryogonal and Golbat. And of course, you will be using Emboar, we'll be using Krokorok. Alright, so here we have an Ice-type Pokemon and a Poison-flying Dual-type. So for this one, we probably should focus first on Rock-sliding Golbat and Cryogonal at the same time, and have Emboar basically melt Cryogonal pretty quickly. Cryogonal has the first move using Ice Beam on Krokorok. That's super effective, and it's a one-hit KO on Krokorok. Unfortunately, Golbat with Air Cutter on Emboar, which is of course super effective. Emboar will use Flamethrower on Golbat. That's a weird choice, but that's fine. Wow, that's a one-hit KO on Golbat as well. Alright, so that was another good start for us. At least we got down the other Pokemon. Alright, so Cryogonal is an Ice type, so using Enfezant or Servine will be bad for us. Simipour does well here, because Simipour is a Water type, so it's resistant to Ice. Let's get in Simipour versus Cryogonal and one more Pokemon. That's going to be Garbodor. Wow, Garbodor, pure Poison type. So we have Garbodor and we have Cryogonal versus Simipour and Emboar. So now we actually have quite the team set up here. Alright, so for this one, you can use Surf if you want to. but this one will do well. Let's do acrobatics on Garbodor. Cryogonal with light screen, which means the whole team will be taking less special attack damage for a few turns. Zinzolin acrobatics. Damage, of course, acrobatics will increase depending on the amount of armor. Here we go, weak armor. That means the defense goes down, speed goes up, making him faster. But yeah, acrobatics is based upon the item held by the Pokemon. If it has an item held, damage will be normal. If the Pokemon doesn't have any, anything equipped, then it will deal increased damage. Good amount of damage there still. Let's do another one. Cryogonal with Ice Beam on Simipour. Not very effective because Simipour is resistant to ice. Body Slam. Wow, that's a lot of damage, and then Paralyze. Simipour is paralyzed, but still can use acrobatics onto the Garbodor. Cutting it almost to half. Garbodor, of course, will reduce its defense again, and it's going to increase its speed in return. Emboar with Flamethrower on Cryogonal. This will be effective because Cryogonal is weak to fire, and the Cryogonal goes down. Well played, Emboar. Now he's going to send in Sneasel instead. This is even better now for Emboar, because Sneasel is dark and ice. That makes him quadruple weak to fighting moves. Now for Simipour, he's probably going to get fainted if he gets hit by anything right now. So I'd rather just switch him out with something that can survive it. Looking at the Pokemon in the fight, I think the best thing we'll do is probably to use Magnezone here. Let's get him Magnezone versus the Sneasel and the Garbodor. It's going to be a bit of a long episode, guys, but that's fine. Sometimes it's long, sometimes it's short. Slash on Magnezone, not very effective. Sneasel hits by Rocky Helmet. Here comes Garbodor's Body Slam on Magnezone. Not very effective either because it's a Steel type. Emboar with Takedown on Garbodor. And the Garbodor will go down with a critical hit. Nice played, Emboar. Even though you get some recoil. But that means we only have Sneasel left to play with. And again, Sneasel is dark and ice. And the ice is weak to steel. Let's give in a Flash Cannon. Slash by Sneasel onto Emboar. Emboar is gonna no risk with that. Let's go with Flamethrower on Sneasel. Will be super effective. And it's gonna be enough to KO Sneasel as well. And that means this battle is over. What a blunder to have made in front of Zinzolin. That pressure I felt from you just now, what was that? What was it? It was called victory. What's with this too? I'm battling aside Zinzolin. This shouldn't be happening. These trainers remind me of that one from 2 years ago. More important, we must continue our search. Like that scientist said, it might be in Opelucid City. We'll play with you again later. Get back here! Hugh, of course, pissed as always. Anyways, that's the end of this episode. We're going to chase Zinzolin up to Opelucid City, because apparently they're up to no good, and now we beat them off, and they try to retreat to Opelucid City, which is basically the next town on our journey. There we can meet with Drayden to learn more about Dragon-type Pokemon, and we get the opportunity to get the 7th badge, to know to get a Dragon Pokemon or an Ice-type move in order to have success in that gym. Like, comment, and subscribe. Follow me on Twitter, Twitch, and Facebook, and that's it for now. See you guys next time as my journey in Pokemon continues.